first Sangha gathering of 2026. I'm still not used to saying that, to be honest with you guys. So happy to see your faces. Hope you're recovering well from the holiday rush or however you spend holidays. I think it's an interesting flux. So good to see you here. I'm going to be screen sharing. For those of you who don't know me well, I like having a little PowerPoint, but I'm also acknowledging that our screen isn't very big, so every text on the screen won't be readable. Don't worry, I'll be reading them out loud. Just a little disclaimer, as I'm going to give you a talk on retreat. And considering that is New Year, I was expecting some newcomers to be present, so I wanted to just give a very brief introduction of Dallas Meditation Center. So we are a nonprofit organization that hosts various things, but for now, just talking about core meditation gathering that is inspired by Plum Village tradition, that is founded by Thich Nhat Hanh. Whenever you hear Plum Village tradition, which you will for this talk several times, this is what I'm referring to, the type of tradition that Thich Nhat Hanh started. And I'd like to add too, founding members and Brother Jising added additional interfaith emphasis and gentleness to the body emphasis in a way that I find it unique to our local Sangha. So that's my little short introduction. And this is me. I'm serving the Dallas Meditation Center community since 2022, considering it's been a while. I'm honored to be serving the community and carrying the torch. So, I announced that I was going to give a talk on meditation retreat and its benefit, as I'm just returning from the retreat, and my heart is full of love and happiness. But as I have been reflecting, paying attention to the news and everything, I thought the first few minutes before I give a talk about retreat, I wanted to hold some space about and acknowledge what is unfolding in the world. And the reason I bring up that something's unfolding in this world, the news of it all, is that I consider it my duty to acknowledge some injustice, challenges that are unfolding in the world. Why is that my duty? Well, when a big historical event happens, there's anxiety, uncertainty, and fear arise in this world. And our community is situated in the world. No worries if you haven't heard the news, but if you have, who here is rattled by the news past few days? I am. Yeah. So it is my belief that not acknowledging such a historical event would be wasting the opportunity for us to come together and support each other. The sense of safety often comes from connecting with like-minded community, and in that intention of connection and mutual support, I bring up in this acknowledgement. It is my belief that when the world is turbulent and we are not sure how to respond to that, we still can come together and support each other. So I ask for your pardon if you've been avoiding news, if you've been for your personal reasons, and I also ask for your trust that sometimes facing difficulties together is helpful for our emotional well-being, better than avoiding. Lastly, with this photo of Thich Nhat Hanh sitting next to Martin Luther King Jr., I wanted to just remind ourselves, including myself, that upholding justice has always been the spirit of Plum Village meditation gatherings. So even if it feels out of place, please share your understanding that it is our tradition to acknowledge. And thank you for your understanding. So if you're following the news, you may have heard that U.S. attack and takeover over Venezuela has taken place. And that is a blatant violation of international laws. I think it's important to say that out loud. And this is a historic moment we're witnessing. My intention is that I don't want you to feel alone in confusion, anxiety, uncertainty, fear, or anything that comes up upon hearing this news, anything that makes you feel unsafe. We can make this act of witnessing the historical moment a mindfulness practice, perhaps resilience practice, by holding space together, breathing together, knowing that we are all in this together. Even the challenges are visible, we are also together. So my invitation is this: whatever way that feels supportive to you, what's soothing for you, massaging your shoulder, placing your hand on your heart, closing your eyes, opening your eyes, you know yourself the best. I'm going to place my hand on my heart. And we are going to take about 10 breaths in silence, acknowledging what's unfolding and making space for what comes up for you, what thoughts, emotions, tension, or anything, no wrong answer. What is coming up for you? Knowing that feeling it is safe in presence of one another. And let's take deep breath, 10 silent deep breath, making space. That was my 10 breath. Thank you for exploring this with me. And once again, thank you for your understanding if this wasn't necessarily what you expected. Yeah. I like to keep my words, so I'll be continuing my talk on retreat, and I managed to connect back to the theme of resilience. So I will continue on with that talk. And for those of you who are new or relatively new, the way the talk usually goes is that I talk about total 20 minutes, and then we have a small group discussion so that we can kind of process what you heard and bring your own perspective in a more smaller, intimate circles, so that we can bring our voices into the space. And any voices are welcome to hear. The diversity of opinions are what we value in this community. All right, so the talk that I published announced was Why Meditation Retreat, Value of Deep Dive and Community. So I wanted to highlight that although I often introduce myself as a center director, first and foremost, I'm a community member here, and I really felt a power of community, connection with our community members and Maha-Sangha, the larger community. So that will be the gist of my talk. And for those of you who haven't heard, I just got back from the annual holiday meditation retreat at the Magnolia Grove Monastery, one of 3 Plum Village monasteries in the United States. Deer Park, Blue Cliff being at the other 2. And my intention for the talk is this. I often use myself as a template to reflect on, I wonder if other people are feeling this, or I wonder if other people are asking this question. And every time I sign up for a meditation retreat, I've done it many times now, I get a little jitter. It's a little daunting, the idea of unplugging myself from my beloved routines, my comfort at home. And so my intention for my talk is share my reflection on my retreat experiences and its benefits, why it's worth it, so that it becomes a departure point for all of us to have a conversation about if or why meditation retreat, or how can we deepen our practice in connection with the community. Thank you for being here. So, I do this thing, it's my habit from my academic past. I give a really long title to my talks, and then I highlight piece by piece. So meditation retreat. Here, who's been to meditation retreat? No right or wrong answer. Let's hear from the community. Show me your hand if you attended a meditation retreat of any kind. Ooh, many hands, many hands. Yeah, all right. With your hands up, actually. If you liked it, show me a smile. If you hated it, show me a grimace. I'm saying all smiles, but grimace is not wrong too. Wonderful. Who here is daunted by retreat, regardless of having attended or not attended? I still feel scared, especially new types of retreat. Yeah, so you're not alone. So here I wanted to introduce meditation retreat in Plum Village tradition that I have experienced, so you can get a little more insights into what I even mean when I say meditation retreat. I enjoy Plum Village tradition because it honors mindfulness and creativity, and so it offers various activities. Most retreats offer early morning meditation, mindful exercise, eating meditation, nature walking meditation, deep relaxation, which is kind of a guided body scan, Dharma talks, and so on. And this picture, which is not doing the justice, is from Austin Retreat. Thankfully, Plum Village is very self-organized, grassroots in that communities. So there's an Austin Sangha community that hosts a beautiful retreat, hosting at the Hindu temple. And there is wildflower season. It's usually April, and it's gorgeous. And so that's a picture of me in the wildflower. And this is a picture, sorry I didn't ask you, some of you before, but from Houston Retreat that takes place in Taiwanese Buddhist temple and retreat center. And the one that Jiyoon, Kashin, Jamie drew, and was Magnolia Grove Monastery Holiday Retreat. See some pictures. So that's what I mean by meditation retreat. But why? Why meditation retreat? Even though I may look all like happy, it takes a lot of convincing for me to go to on a retreat. Routine, comfort, and most importantly, predictability. Predictability of what my tomorrow would look like feels so comforting to me. That's the hardest thing to let go whenever I sign up for meditation retreat. And speaking for myself, I have a regular meditation routine. I don't need retreat to meditate. So why? Why go on a meditation retreat? And this is my takeaway. The pace of the mainstream modern world, how everything has to go so fast, how everybody expects you to be so responsive, there are a million channels of connections and everything, every responsibilities you have to juggle. That is really difficult to escape for most of us. I don't know if you figured out the cheat code. I haven't. So to remove oneself from that context of modern pace of life, expectation, responsibility, that is what gives us to truly permission to unplug and deep dive into meditation practice and make that a centerpiece of your life rather than something that is supportive to your life, which is nice too. And to be in presence of many people making this choice intentionally, collectively, to unplug, travel, invest time, money, energy into the practice, that also fuels the motivation. Like, oh, this practice is important to me and many people, many others. To be reminded of that palpably is a great way of revitalizing our commitment to meditation and mindful living that is so beneficial to ourselves and to the world. So another takeaway, why meditation retreat? Another reason it takes a lot of convincing for me to attend a retreat is that I think I'm a hybrid of introvert extrovert, but I like my personal space. Meditation retreat tends to be a little crowded. We're always like rubbing elbows as we're doing meditation. But in that presence of one another and community, in rubbing elbows, that's where magic happens. Connection to the larger community, the sense of connection to the larger community when people you regularly sit together, that's what happens. That's what we often call Maha-Sangha. This Maha-Sangha, the larger community of practitioners, many of whom are strangers. Yes, they practice. They're still strangers. I've never seen them before. You realize that there's so many practitioners that are potential friends at heart because there's so much kindness when you go to meditation retreats. The strangers that you never met are so thoughtful to you, so kind to you, smile at you. It's like, you know the Toy Story song? You got a friend? Yeah, I got a friend in you, you got a friend in me. That's my theme song for meditation retreat. I personally received so much kindness unexpectedly. Things I forgot to pack, somebody stepping up. I ended up playing music with strangers and some known faces unexpectedly. Realizing that there's a potentiality for connection in this other practitioners that you've never met. That is a beautiful thing. That pleasant surprise is such a powerful thing. And it makes me feel safer. So much safer in this world, especially during times like this. We all need that right now, to know that you can trust people, even when things feel turbulent, even if you feel uncertain. So that's my takeaway, that prioritizing deep diving into practice, and also that I can connect to humanity, the larger world, with a sense of safety. And meditation retreat really helps. I'm not saying you have to do it, but it really helps. So that's my share. And now, your turn. So this is where we transition to small group discussion, essentially just having a conversations about what came up for you. I do like to set some general guideline for the small group conversation, meaning if you choose to have a conversation with a small group, you don't have to. I invite you to practice the following. Ask yourself, oh, the person who's speaking, did that person finish a thought? It is often in our habits to interrupt, and perhaps in excitement, to like, oh, I'm going to jump in right there. I do that too. But in this space, meditation hall, we try to cultivate mindful speech by giving ourselves and one another time to finish the thoughts and gently picking up the ball back and forth and having a conversation mindfully and lovingly. And we invite you to practice deep listening, meaning even as you listen, notice what goes through our mind, body perhaps, spirit, as you listen. And lastly, we invite you to kind of pay attention to time or intuitive time, making space for yourself and other people, so that everybody who wants to speak can speak. All right. And again, this practice is optional. Some people after meditation, they just kind of want to be in silent space. Feel free to make space for yourself, whether that means not joining a group or making yourself tea in the kitchen, however you see fit. All right, so here's some conversation starters if needed. You may not need it. What came up for you hearing my talk and reflections? And if you've been to meditation retreat, what are the things you're wanting to share with your small group? If you haven't been to meditation retreat, what can you tell us? Whether that be, I'm interested, I'm not interested. If you're interested in trying one, but what are the obstacles in trying one? No wrong answer. Like, I'm not interested, but I'm curious to hear. It's a perfectly fine answer. And lastly, is there other ways to deep dive in your practice other than meditation retreat? You don't have to limit our conversation topics there. I'm going to keep the slide up just in case you hit a mental block, but know that you can just let your conversation organically unfold. So the way it goes is, so you kind of look around, make an eye contact, and form a group of 3 to 5 people, and introduce your name if you're to one another, and just see where the conversation goes. If you don't want to be participating, just don't make eye contact. That's okay. That's okay. And we'll have conversation for the next 25 minutes or so.
Are you participating? Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. They always say Louie whenever I go to the coffee shop.
Retreats.
I've done
A lot of retreats.
20-minute drive from the house. What kind of retreats?
And like spiritual retreats. Men's you ever feel like you get meditation out of retreats?
Is it bigger than the other two?
All ideas. I actually am looking to, I'm going to go ahead and apply for this Plasma, so the Plasma Center at Kaufman. I have one coming up. Because I'm unemployed right now. See, my wife lets me go.
But I am stretch myself. So
I've been to 2 so far, and both are meditation retreats. I started last year around May, and that was a monastic they toured a few cities in the United States, and they had one in they try to make it more accessible to people that need communities. So they only have, I guess, thought for people who are not with me, I'm not gonna read for Chinese myself. But I applied for a spiritual program background, and I had a really good experience that time, although I did not participate full time. I joined 2 days after they started. But that really wanted to sign up for the holiday retreat that Jiyoon, Jamie, and Drew and Matt was also there.
Honestly,
I always feel so free at the meditation retreat. I don't know other type of retreats, but at Palm Village style meditation retreats, it's not as like strict as I thought. Like I thought our phone would be taken away, we could not talk, and it's very free spirited. I felt like I'm floating around.
hundreds of people.
And I second the thought that you had that I felt safer and also more easy to be mindful after the retreat.
What is it? Did you keep it here?
I kept it with me, although there was not much signal at the monastery.
It's probably a good thing, right?
Yeah, I enjoy that. I literally did not even look at the clock. I'm like, what time is it? I'm just asking around. I would recommend having a watch because I did not even have a watch. But I'm okay of going to places around here. It's not important.
So have you,
Like I came back
any of
once,
you know,
once I got home.
Or try to find it.
Just a little bit to do back
I
home.
missed I've been meaning to go on a
What I was
retreat.
finding, I've been finding the last couple of days is it's
I
not
think I
like
keep coming up with excuses.
just going back.
I might need to get over that. I think my current excuse is
Probably
I'm working on a creative
biggest thing
project
I've
and
been
I'm
doing.
worried that if I go
do meditation at this tree.
it's harder for me to spend a lot of time in a mindful space when I keep, I wanna work on that. I wanna get back to that. I wanna get back to what I was doing. And I still meditate, of course, I still like to,
So I've been really trying to
to meditate, but I think I have this fear, this like not irrational fear that I'm going to lose everything in my mind and I'm not gonna be able to get back to it. If I spend too much time meditating or like just if I spend a retreat right away and I don't have any of my devices, I don't have any work on it, it's gonna leave my brain and I'll never be able to get back. I hope that's I'm using that as an excuse and get over that.
It's like, I've been gone for 6 years,
I want to go on
like
one,
once a year.
and I might go on one.
That was actually why I signed up for the retreat. It's like perfect. We got 4 days, a lot of stress, trying to do that. So it's like,
During
take a little break.
To the 28th to the 1st?
Yeah, even better. So I was like, now I can show up and not completely not have any.
That's huge. You said hundreds, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That'll be interesting.
This one, Magnolia, it's in Mississippi.
Basically, we had silence.
You pay if you want to be
It was
able to go on there.
very relaxed. It was more of a teaching.
So you have a chance to say, okay, if you have a mission,
Yeah,
bring
Take silence during the breakfast.
8 hours.
Take silence at lunch too. So, then after lunch you can talk.
so you drive there for 3 years.
Yeah, so you can say,
We went to Austin.
otherwise,
I went to
you walk out in the woods.
I went one visit, 8 hour
Yeah,
drive.
very nice.
I
This
always
wasn't
have a
at
great
like the
time.
center.
Is there on
I rented the place. People there doing all kinds of activities.
And I've been in New Orleans.
I like the story that you shared though. It's super interesting. And I think it's important because
I missed
like,
that, I left that group.
I've heard some like
I haven't been
neuroscience
enough.
mixed with Buddhism sometimes talks about the self as like a predictive model
It
of
actually
reality.
really
And
reduced.
so if you're in a world where people are not smiling, they're not there, the same emotions, community, then like there's this way that the predictions can be so accurate
Well,
that
I'd
we
like to
rely
jump
on
in
them,
if I may,
and you get stuck with that model itself, right? That like, yes, that person is lazy, or this X, Y, Z, right? Whatever the thing is, right? That the model reality nowadays that's accumulated throughout entire life experiences, right? It's not like it came from nowhere. So I wonder that like coming off of that, and you're thinking about, okay, like how do I change the going this either to like something more stable or even like being like a higher aspiration? How do you come after the retreat back into the world, quote unquote, the real world, right? And you have to fight with that kind of struggle of like, okay, there's still this predictive model where the community to support that is more sporadic. It's like, you know, like a Sunday like this or something. Like it's not like the whole 5, 6 days. I was curious how that's going for you so far.
So I showed this retreat for men retreat. I was terrified of it. Women are terrified. And I showed up to this thing, and my dog, and I think, you know, they turn in all the, you know, the stuff. I was looking at them every time.
Even though coming back and stuff like
It's like, how did this get in here? Subconsciously, I was so sure I took a well, I do remember doing it, but why did I do it?
Yeah.
I was afraid. And then this guy came here from South America somewhere. It was fall, and all of it was really dry. There was one little, you know, like what a cafe there was one prickle, and I picked it up. And then at the very end of the trip, we were standing on the back. And I went, oh, the prickles are actually got the picture. I opened the prickle, and I'm peeling it. And it's this beautiful red. It was like a heart. And I think this guy's from South America, sometime, maybe Venezuela. Can't remember. And I'm peeling it, and that's what I never had. I've never seen it. So I cut it, and I gave him a portion of story for him. How we take our fears with us to things like retreats and the dimension. No, I'm not afraid. In fact, Carmen said it was
I've always known like that place the first person
and I was, when I first got married, we'd go to the
first person that needs kind of
it took me time to learn, you know what?
it says the whole pattern.
Force myself.
It's kind of silly, but
Now I automatically.
No, and it comes back to what you're saying. It's like, I guess coming off the retreat,
And I'm
it's
a
like how do you
food
sustain
player, so you have to
to
understand
take
how
that
far.
first step
What a-
towards, right?
what a
And some
huge
people
walk
always
that
end up being the thing you fear or that you hope that they're not. But like at least you actually you show this predictive model like a practical proof that's written on your nervous system about it's not always that way, right?
So I've been to a few retreats. First time I did a retreat in Jiyoon, hot stars and fellowships. So it was a nice experience. It's not all that different than the one you described. You know, we had our quiet breakfast, quiet lunch, coffee after lunch, some classes. So had our meditation. And then later again, a personal retreat at Magnolia Grove. Was the partner organized one, which for me, it was a good fit. You live with the monks or the nuns, essentially. You don't live in everybody. You have monks in their dorm with them. You do work through the day. And I really enjoyed that because it was a day in the life. I've never done work.
Like selling something, there's 10 people.
She shared about not knowing how to expect when you see it's kind of easy going. But what I liked about that style of retreat is it taught me to be mindful in everyday life. It's like if we're there and we're meditating for 8 hours and it's silence the whole time, that's a difference from my regular life. When I'm there,
I feeling maybe, so this kind of dynamic, I feel we all know what this feels like, I think.
I can
But
integrate
then it's
this
very
into
hopeful to
my
hear that
everyday
you are
life.
taking those efforts and you're seeing the fruits, right? Of people actually
It was nice, it's
meeting
been a
you
while
and
since
like,
I've been.
sometimes you don't have an entire conversation. It's
A
just
lot of
enough to
people are
say
going
like Happy
nuts,
New
like,
Year,
Yeah.
rather than
I need to
nothing,
get on
right?
my calendar
And sometimes
to,
I feel even
keep
people,
pushing it
they
away. And
do,
then to Jake, I'll just say, for me, it was same thing as you, because when I leave my work, well, I'm not afraid of losing. But, working for myself,
feels like
I shut off work for a week and think, I have to pay myself for my personal leave.
Right.
And so that's always, like, well, when I come back, well, all my clients and students come back.
They really need help.
And so those fears around. Once I was there, it's like,
There's a.
if I do, I do, if I don't, I don't. This is right now for me, I could do this for 3 days.
There's no bad people.
So it was easier for
They're all
me.
born
I
like
understand it though.
a baby.
And
There
I
must be
think at
some
Magnolia Grove, I eventually just left my phone in my room because you're not getting signal except for that one, let's say, oh, something funny. Like the first time I went to Magnolia Grove, over by the Pontian where they have that lotus on around there. Okay, it was November, so it's kind of cold out, but I saw several people and all dressed really well. And they were putting kayaks in that little pond and rowing around in circles around the Kuan Yin in their caps and their coats. Just exercise. They're just rowing around in that pond.
I'm thinking they might be collecting like the lotus fruit, but.
I think just having fun.
Oh, great.
Shirley's riding the lawnmower mowing, which is the other activity going on.
I already
So
registered.
that was so funny to see them.
What's the next one you're going to?
Oh, it's one in Colorado.
Oh, that's what I mean.
It's in the mountain.
That's what I was thinking.
What's the name of it? I know one called.
The concrete thing. Does your wife go with you on this one?
These things are
I think it's here. They're analog.
So it's like everyone was at home, so I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't have to go out there, because I stayed home, so I didn't feel guilty anymore. So then anything that went up against it, or kind of mix, whatever. So I've never heard of it. I'm out of practice, I guess, going out meeting.
It was hard after things started opening up, just like the, how to talk with people again. It was like a skill we had to like.
It is very you kind of get
There was
into
too much
it.
drama, too much like trauma as well. We were all getting weird in our own ways.
Yes, we are tribal.
I wonder if some people are like kind of as long as it's not too fast.
Yeah, that was
And I don't think I've gone in 1 year since.
Just treat us, they also,
Car wreck or something.
the last day they give us the work duty to please. So the breath is center, and you have the center when you lean down. Clean the window, you're doing it all very mindfully, there's no rush. And then somebody comes around with a little bell, and you have to stop everything. So that's kind of interesting too. You just kind of stop and take a note. Just stop whatever you're doing.
Usually you do it like field marketing, they raise it like.
Yeah, kind of like that. I mean, but it's not like.
Fast as they can, so
You know, it's just like.
of course, I'm.
Stop doing what you're doing.
kitchen, you know, you make something to eat right there, put the dishes in there.
Stop your thoughts.
Right.
Just be coming back to yourself.
Just take a moment to check in, basically.
Even if you're having.
This almost encourages, like, if you're gonna say something, it has this intentionality, right? Because you're saying if there were like a general rule or general guideline,
Okay.
then people would be more selective on what they
That's
say,
awesome.
while also taking off like this sort of pressure.
Like, it's not something you're saying, like.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Plum Village app does have a sign, and this goes from century or whatever. So I was doing that for a while. And then it's like,
Oh, yeah.
quickly, like, I think it's the other thing about
Never
it.
shuts up or
It was
whatever.
like, next few weeks afterwards, it's free, and then you sit back.
Yeah. But then.
I've been to a few retreats, like,
Yeah, I guess when you start.
one of them was like a 3-day silent retreat, so I didn't have to worry about what I'm talking about.
I think that talk about silence, you can go over with you don't talk about it.
You were finding COVID 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If everyone take a little computer and you all work together on the computer, that's fine, you know, in fact, I had friends come over, you know, one blow, you know.
But it's mature as a person, like,
Because it's the
started
program, so,
meditation.
you know, that was kind of an introvert thing or whatever.
Even if I wasn't
Conversation.
It's like, I was changed
So,
after
yeah,
that.
the one in Colorado was that like,
I don't know if everybody
monastery
feels
too,
that.
just like Mississippi.
Sorry to bring it back, we like to connect with a larger group before we close. So thank you for everything you took through. Alright, hope you had a good conversation. For the next few minutes to kind of reconnect with the bigger group, invitation is done. Like this came up in the conversation and I hadn't thought about, or whatever it may be. What insights arose from your small group conversation? Feel free to just popcorn style, bow in, announce your name, and offer your insights. If anything kind of sensitive or vulnerable came up, please do not share it to the larger group. Some of the stuff in small groups, some people shared it because it's a small group, and I think we have a good intuitive sense of that. So invitation here is what came up for you during the small group conversation that you want to share with everyone in the room. So the floor is open. Feel free to bow in if you will. Yeah.
Neil bowing in. I haven't gone to a Plum Village retreat, and I had forgotten that I went to a number of retreats. So it's nice to have that come up in the group. And I was with another spiritual group that we did meditation. It was nice to think back to it, that I miss it. I left that group, and I think after COVID, a lot of things changed, but we went to a beautiful location. I know the retreat center, so we rented a space. It was called Camp Allen. I know it was close to A&M College, so it was the piney woods. It was really, really beautiful. And yeah, and it seemed to have some of the same traditions as Plum Village. We would, just on the last day, we would do a task, a mindful task, like cleaning windows or whatever this particular center needed. And then it would come around and ring the bell, and you would just stop. And just, and then they'd bring it again, and you would continue. But you did it all mindfully. Anyway, it brought back memories. It was kind of almost sad to think that I no longer participating with that group. because I really felt bonded with them too, because which is another nice thing. But, and it was always scary to get in the car and drive. It was 3 hours. But I don't know, I haven't let myself do it in Plum Village yet. That's all, Neil bowing out.
Thank you.
Jiyoon in. I think it's perfect note talking about driving. One of the things that I enjoyed the most was our drive to meditation retreat, and from there back home. It was a long drive from here to Magnolia Grove. It was about 8 hours, give and take, with some bio break and some gas pumping time. But it felt pretty short. It did not feel long at all. Like, all of us are drivers and we take turns. And the fact that we did it together made me feel like we brought the retreat energy back as a smaller community. We have the same experience that we shared, and the conversation in the car ride is just uncomparable. I haven't had that kind of conversation in a long time. I have good conversations on a daily basis, but that still is like a very immersive experience with people you see here before and after the retreat. And you get to know them really well. So if we're going to next retreats with anybody from our local Sangha, I would happy to share again. Just know there's the option and invitation for that.
Thank you. Any other thoughts, shares?
Drew bowing in. I guess first of all, I would say go on one. Yeah, they're very, very profound experiences, and I've been feeling a mix of like optimism and fear since getting back, because they always remind me like how I could be living my life, the qualities I could be bringing in on a moment-to-moment basis, and the depth of those qualities too. I think that's the thing, is like I hadn't felt that much joy and that much connection and that much peace in a really long time. And my habit energy is to feel that, and to feel optimism, but also to feel fear that I won't be able to do that I won't be able to fully bring those qualities in the way that I want to. I've been noticing, like, I don't know, if anything goes even a little awry during the day, I find myself being like, no, it's not like at the retreat. But if I like stop, I realize that there is a lot of optimism there too. Because I have already like felt and seen how I've changed since starting to come here, since going to my first retreat. Those changes have been profound, and they've just been a little less noticeable because at the retreat it's so sudden and so drastic. But I already have a lot of ideas for how to bring this practice into my life even more, and changes that I want to make in my life. And so there's a little bit of both, but there's definitely a lot of optimism.
Thank you. Unless there's someone burning to add one more, I might close the talk. Checking in.
Drew
Yes.
I had signed up to go on the Magnolia Grove retreat, but I didn't go because I had been sick, When I signed up, when I realized I'd be able to go that week, all of the dorm rooms were full and camping was available, which I've camped before, that's fine, but then I saw the low was gonna be in the mid-20s every night. And I've done that once, I was 20 years younger, I'm not doing that at this age, especially if I've already been sick. So I didn't go, and I thought, you know, well, I've got the week off work, I can just do my own meditation retreat at home. You know, I can engage in creativity, I can eat healthy, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I can, you know, listen to Dharma talks or read Thich Nhat Hanh books, you know, I can meditate every day. And I did absolutely none of that. I just went full goblin mode and engaged all of my worst qualities and did none of my best qualities, and just sent myself into a shame spiral, into depression, into more of a shame spiral. So last week was actually really bad for me. And I saw the topic of today's talk, and I really did not want to come here. Because I didn't want to see pictures of people having enjoyed the retreat, and you know, worried about what thoughts would come up for me having had not the best week last week. I'm glad I came. You're bailing out.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. All right. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you everyone for sharing from your heart. Yes, and like I think power of Sangha reflection is that we make space for full range of experiences, and to me, like that also makes me feel at ease. So thank you for your unique perspective, your authenticity, and your sharing from the heart. So I'd like to end with gratitude. The talk part, your presence is what makes this well of collective wisdom unique, beautiful, diverse. So thank you for being here, and may we explore ways to deepen our practice and connect with the larger world in a safe way. May we feel safe, grounded, supported, even in the midst of everything. So the speaker, Jiyoon, is going out. May I continue with the announcement?
Show me the money. Show me the money.
I will. So for those of you who are newer, this is our Sunday gathering, 5 to 7. We do it every time. I like to also add qualification that some people feel daunted at the investment of 2 hours. As you may have noticed, people make it work for their life. Some people meditate and then head on. Some people just join for the talk. Please know that there's space for that. Some is better than none. I find myself, during my attendee days, sometimes I'm late, I'm not gonna go. But actually, every time I came, I was glad I came. So just a little encouragement. And for those of you in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, Tuesday, 7 p.m., we have Wake Up Dallas gathering. Similar in this format, minus chanting and some of the other parts. And a reminder that Plum Village gathering is found globally. Check it out at plumvillage.org. If you go to Sangha Finder, plumline.org actually, you can find the grassroots community anywhere. Denver, Phoenix, many major cities have it. And some people are reporting back that they enjoyed meditating with the other Sanghas. So if you're traveling, have some time, see if you can find a Sangha to meditate with. And here's my thank you to volunteers, staff, board members who are really generous with their time. If you're interested in offering your service, check in with me or email info@DallasMeditationCenter.com, or just show up 6 p.m. Tuesday or 4:15 p.m. Sunday, essentially prior to gathering. There's always something that needs to be done. So consider considering volunteering. We also do some jam sesh best we can. This is still young offering, but if you come up, we have a lot of instruments and we've been jamming Plum Village music and other things. Quick reminder, if you can kind of form a small meditation circle before heading out, putting back the cushions that you used, but leaving a few, about 5, that helps the Monday new meditation facilitator. We also curate various events. Yes, our core gatherings are donation-basis meditation, but we have events that are oriented around wellness, education, community building. I'll say a few, not all, but tonight actually is the first Sunday of the month, which means we are going out and get some Thai food at Bangkok Beltline. Our meeting time is at 7:30 because organizers need time to close up, but if you wanna get yourself a table and order some Thai food and wait for us, that's always, if you have good conversation in a small group, over food, even better conversations happen sometimes. Also know that we have a newcomer orientation happening in January every Sunday, not every Sunday, 3 consecutive Sundays, including this week. So 2 more. This is a space for people who are relatively new to ask me any questions, with each session being themed. Next one is about Dallas Meditation Center culture, history, and also opportunity to mingle. We have a book club coming up on Monday, and Neil is leading that on Monday, 7 to 8:30 p.m. What are we reading, Neil?
It's a book called Being Nobody, Going Nowhere. So if you think you're somebody, it's not you. No. It's a really good book.
On the contrary.
And if you, yeah, right. If you think you're somebody, definitely come.
Especially, you really need to come.
But you don't have to. I mean, people will have read the book. I think we're doing chapters 3 and there's 3 and 4. But you can certainly come without reading the book, and we just have general discussion. Thank you. We meet in that little room.
That's right. Thank you so much. Few more things to honor our facilitators. Every Wednesday, we have authentic relating game. If you Google authentic relating game, you will learn more about what it is. There's a lot of interesting games to see if you can connect with strangers in different ways. And Paul leads that. And we have Zoom Monday, Wednesday meditation group. And first Wednesday, we do 5 mindfulness training recitation with the Interbeing Sangha online. There's a mindful grief support group happening the first Thursday of every month. You can bring any kind of grief. I've seen people bring non-employment grief or pet loss grief or family loss grief. So know that that exists. Meditation Basic workshop is happening Saturday, January 10th, 1 to 4 p.m. Who's leading that now?
Paula and me.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. And we have a sound bath led by Lisa, Saturday 10th on that evening. You can make the whole day your self-care day if you're interested. We also have Kundalini Yoga on Sunday 11th. So there's a lot going on. Please check us out. Thank you for your attention. On your way out, if you're available to donate, our suggested donation is $20 if you are financially well. If you're experiencing financial difficulty, don't worry about it. Your presence alone truly is a gift. And our mission is to create space for people to connect. And so we leave it up to you. Let's see. Since we are running almost done at 7, if you're interested in becoming a monthly donor, we have a nice t-shirt that Lisa's actually wearing. So if you find that t-shirt beautiful, consider becoming a monthly donor. That really helps stabilize the center finances. And this is a big announcement I wanted to make some time for. End of year fundraiser. We met the goal and went beyond. Thank you so much.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we went beyond. Currently tallied up as $15,299, and this is what we really needed. We are still recovering from COVID shutdown deficits and decrease in attendee. There are many challenges, parking lot being torn up. So we really needed that, and I know there's a lot of generosity in this room and out of this room. Thank you so much. It means so much to create this space, co-create this space with your generosity. And just wanted to say, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. Yeah. All right, that is all for, thank you for sitting with, oh, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'll just give people an update on Bobby.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, yes, please.
So as many of you know, Bobby had heart surgery, pretty major heart surgery 2 weeks ago, just over 2 weeks ago. And then just to keep it short, she's in the hospital for 2 weeks, recovering as expected from that. And before going home, she is doing one of the rehab skilled nursing centers to continue rebuilding strength before going home. And so she's at CC Young doing that. And when people have asked how they can help, her request has been help her husband and her mother to have homemade meals. And there's a website or address to bring homemade meals to supplement their going back and forth and getting what they can. So.
Thank you. Is the website including the newsletter yet?
Mealtrain.com. Mealtrain.com.
Mealtrain.com, and I think you can look up Bobby Perkins.
I believe so. If not,
yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know if you have
contact
that
me
in-
or someone.
Yeah, because I've been participating, and I think a few others have too. So.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I had in the back of my head that I will announce, and thank you for catching me. Yeah. All right. That is all. Please join us at the Bangkok at Beltline if you'd like to continue this wonderful connection. But I wanted to say thank you, community. Truly, it has been co-creation with all of you. This is us participating in Pride Parade. This is participating in service events together and Magnolia Grow Retreat. I'm so honored to be connected with you all. And ask me any question. If you're new, I send everyone off with free pen and a schedule, so come chat with me. That is all I got. Thank you for your attention and presence. I will, should I?
Just ring the bell
Will
and
do.
do closing check.
All right, let's do that. If you look at your program, you will see a closing chant. It's a little sing-songy, but feel free to listen in if you're new or join us.
We vow to free, ceaseless afflictions we vow to end, limitless truth doors we vow to open, the deepest paths awakening we vow to realize.
Thank you so much. If you want to keep the program, you can. If you want to return the program here on the signing table is great. I'll be in the lobby if anybody else wants to ask me any questions.